Hey, real estate fans, Alice Lema here, broker John L. Scott, beautiful Southern Oregon, with another edition of the weekly podcast. Today, we're going to talk about what's really happening with home prices. There's been an awful lot of price volatility in the last couple of years. We've gone from 2019, which we were trying to normalize coming out of the crash, to the pandemic, and we had in some cases, people gaining as much as 20% or more on average in the United States in the residential home equity, which is super great if you owned property during that time. But there's been a lot of talk of a crash coming or a bottoming. And yes, we're off of our highs. The price volatility has been rampant for 24 months, but we're settling down, we're leveling off. And I want to show you this chart from one of my favorite websites, Keeping Current Matters, KCM. And you can see they've got home price growth since January 2019. So you can see how it popped way up during the shutdown, and now it's coming down, and in part because of the interest rate changes. But I want to give you, especially if you want to sell your house, I want to give you a ray of hope, because in December, just last month, December 2022, we just got a report that 31% of the home buyers in the dead of winter were first-time home buyers. So let that sink in. When you have 31% in a market like this, and they're first-time home buyers, that's the most vulnerable, the most difficult to close. Lots and lots of opportunity for people when they're buying their first home, but it can be kind of traumatic because they're not used to all the financial disclosures. They're not used to the stress. They're going to move. They may have to give notice to their landlord. So the first-time home buyer group, when they start surging, that's a very noteworthy moment in the market. So we're going to watch that. Because I think that is telling us the market is stronger than we might realize. Now, as far as prices go, yes, we're down off our highs. If you're selling, don't price your house like it's 2021. Don't price your house like it's January 2022 either, because that was, part of the peak. So now we've come off the highs, but there's still equity, and we're getting more and more inventory on the market. In fact, I want to tell you about that for our local market. Josephine County new listings, this part of January compared to last part of January, we're up 13% in new listings in Josephine County. Jackson County is up 7% in new listings, and Klamath County is up 32% in new listings from this time last year. So that's very encouraging. So what that means is the people that were waiting to sell because they wanted another house, you've got a lot more choices. And check it out, in Josephine County, the average days on market now is 75 days. So that's a little over 2 months. We've been watching that kind of creep in. Jackson County days on market, 81 days, which I find interesting. It's a little longer than Josephine County. And Klamath Falls days on market, 71 average. And those change week to week, month to month, but it's interesting to track. And then the prices are up from this time last year. Josephine County prices are still up 8%. Jackson County prices are up 11% from this time last year. And Klamath County is up 12% from this time last year. So yes, the world is scary. Yes, eggs cost a fortune. But if you look at the data, it kind of brings you back. You get your feet on the ground, and then you can make some rational decisions. Okay. And one of the rational decisions I hope you'll make is that you'll call me or text me to sell your house, help you buy a new one, get an investment. Maybe it's time for an Airbnb. Maybe it's time for a vacation rental. Maybe it's time to get a bigger house or a smaller house. But it's always a great time to give me a call. We can chat. My number is 541-301-7980, and we can talk about what you want to do in your real estate world. Okay. Thanks for listening. Give me a like, give me a subscribe, share it with your friends and family. Give me a call, give me a text. Hug those you love. We'll talk to you again next week. Bye now.